In the quiet desert of New Mexico, an event unfolded that would forever change the way we view the cosmos. As the sun set on July 7, 1947, the tranquil expanse of Roswell, New Mexico was bathed in the soft glow of twilight. The usual desert sounds filled the air, and the inhabitants of this isolated town were settling down for a peaceful night. But this was not to be an ordinary night. Far from it. The first hint of the extraordinary came as a gleaming, unidentified object streaked across the vast starlit sky. Its presence was as fleeting as it was puzzling, a silent harbinger of the enigma that was about to unfold. It was a spectacle that would etch itself into the annals of mystery, forever changing the course of human history. But what was this mysterious object that had dared to break the serene silence of the desert night? Was it a meteor, a piece of space debris, or something more otherworldly? The question hung in the air, as tangible and as elusive as the object itself. The silence of the night was soon shattered by a thunderous crash, echoing across the barren landscape. The earth shuddered, and the once tranquil desert night was transformed into a scene of chaos and confusion. The inhabitants of Roswell were jolted from their slumber, their hearts pounding with a mix of fear and curiosity. As dawn broke, the townsfolk were left to grapple with the reality of what had transpired. The eerie calm of the morning did little to quell the sense of unease. Questions swirled like the desert dust, the answers to which were as elusive as the desert mirage. And so began the saga of the Roswell incident, a tale shrouded in secrecy, speculation, and intrigue. The quiet desert town was about to be thrust into the global spotlight, its name forever linked with one of the greatest mysteries of the 20th century. What crashed in the barren landscape of Roswell was about to ignite a debate that would span decades. Morning light revealed a crash site scattered with debris unlike anything the local rancher had ever seen. Meet Mac Brazel, an ordinary rancher from New Mexico who woke up to an extraordinary sight one July morning in 1947. His sheep pasture, usually a picture of tranquil rural life, was transformed overnight into a landscape of mystery. Scattered across his land was a field of debris, a sea of metallic fragments shimmering under the rising sun. Among the detritus, Brazel found materials that defied his understanding. There were pieces of metal, but not the kind you'd find on a farm. They were incredibly thin, almost weightless but stronger than steel. It was as if they were from another world. Even stranger were the parchment-like scraps covered in unintelligible symbols. Like hieroglyphics of the future, they bore no resemblance to any language Brazel, or anyone he knew, had ever seen. The sheer strangeness of the materials, their otherworldly nature, made Brazel's mind race with possibilities. But Brazel was a practical man. He knew that his pasture was no place for such oddities. After gathering some of the debris, he decided to report his findings to the local authorities. He didn't know it then, but this decision would change his life forever. Brazel drove to Roswell, the closest town, and met with Sheriff George Wilcox. He showed the sheriff the strange materials, hoping for some explanation. But instead of answers, Brazel found himself in the middle of a story that would grow larger and more complex than he could ever have imagined. In the days and weeks that followed, Brazel's quiet life would be turned upside down. His ranch would become a hotbed of speculation, intrigue, and secrecy, with his discovery at the heart of it all. Unbeknownst to Brazel, his discovery would soon draw eyes from around the nation, and indeed, the world. This was just the beginning of a journey that would lead us to question what we know about our place in the universe. It was the dawn of the Roswell incident. As the military moved in, the Roswell incident took a turn from a local curiosity to a matter of national security. In the immediate aftermath of the incident, the military's response was swift and decisive. Indeed, the Roswell Army Airfield or RAAF personnel were the first to arrive on the scene. The men in uniform meticulously combed through the crash site, picking up every fragment of the strange metallic debris scattered across the New Mexican desert. Their actions spoke volumes about the gravity of the situation. The military had a personal stake in the Roswell incident, and it wasn't long before they had removed every trace of the crash from the site. This speedy and thorough cleanup operation raised eyebrows, and whispers of a cover-up began to circulate. The military's initial public statement further fueled this speculation. They announced that they had recovered a flying disc, a term synonymous with unidentified flying objects or UFOs, which had been making headlines. This statement was a bombshell, sending shockwaves throughout the nation. Could it be that the military had recovered an alien spacecraft? But just as quickly as the story had erupted, the military backtracked. They retracted their initial statement, replacing it with a far more mundane explanation. The debris, they said, was from a weather balloon. Not a flying disc, not a UFO, but a simple, everyday weather balloon. Yet, many were not convinced. The military's rapid response, their cleanup operation, their initial statement, and their sudden retraction all seemed to suggest that there was more to the story than met the eye. And so, the seeds of doubt were sown. The Roswell incident had become a national enigma, a puzzle that many were eager to solve. The military's quick response and subsequent secrecy only fueled the growing speculation. As we delve deeper into the Roswell incident, we'll explore the theories that sprouted from this fertile ground of uncertainty, theories that continue to captivate and confound us to this day. Just as the public's curiosity reached its peak, the narrative surrounding Roswell took a sudden shift. This was the moment when the tale of Roswell transformed from an intriguing mystery into a captivating conspiracy. As the dust began to settle on the crash site, the military hastily retracted their initial statement. Gone were the claims of a crashed flying saucer. Instead, the press was fed a new story. That of a downed weather balloon. Now, let's pause for a moment and consider the weather balloon explanation. Weather balloons, even in the late 40s, were not an uncommon sight. They were an instrumental tool in meteorological observations and were regularly launched by various institutions. But could such a mundane object really be mistaken for an extraterrestrial vehicle? Could the debris scattered across Foster Ranch really belong to a weather balloon? Here's where things get a little dicey. The military's revised statement wasn't just met with skepticism, it was met with outright disbelief. The public's trust in the official narrative had been shaken. The abrupt switch from an unidentified flying object to a weather balloon raised more questions than it answered. Was it simply a case of mistaken identity? Or was it a deliberate attempt to pacify a curious public? The military's hasty cleanup of the crash site, coupled with their insistence on the weather balloon story, seemed to many like a desperate attempt to bury something much bigger. As the years rolled on, whispers of a cover-up began to circulate. The Roswell incident was no longer about a mysterious crash in the desert. It had morphed into a tale of deception and secrecy, a narrative that suggested the military was hiding something otherworldly. And so, the stage was set for one of the greatest conspiracy theories of the 20th century. The weather balloon explanation had not quelled the public's curiosity. Instead, it had ignited a burning desire for the truth, a truth many believed was being deliberately obscured by the authorities. The abrupt change in story many felt was a smokescreen hiding a much larger truth. Rumors of alien bodies recovered from the crash site stirred the public's imagination and fear. The whispers spread like wildfire, igniting a global fascination with the unknown. Everyone, from the curious layman to the hardened skeptic, found themselves intrigued by the idea of extraterrestrial life. What were these alleged alien bodies? Were they remnants of an advanced civilization, journeying across the cosmos? Or were they simply figments of an overactive imagination, fueled by the fear and excitement of the unknown? The Roswell incident gifted us with one of the most controversial pieces of evidence, the infamous alien autopsy video. This grainy black and white footage, allegedly filmed in a secret government lab, depicts the dissection of what appears to be a non-human entity. Its peculiar anatomy, unlike anything we know on Earth, sparked a heated debate. The elongated head, the slender body, the six-fingered hands, were these the features of an extraterrestrial being, or merely the result of clever special effects? The autopsy video, while intriguing, is shrouded in mystery. Skeptics argue that it's a hoax, a cleverly crafted piece of fiction designed to feed the public's fascination with aliens. Others, however, believe it to be genuine, a tangible proof of extraterrestrial life. Experts have examined the video, dissecting every frame, every detail. Yet the authenticity of the footage remains unconfirmed, leaving us in a state of tantalizing uncertainty. The video, whether real or fabricated, has managed to keep the conversation about extraterrestrial life alive, stoking flames of curiosity and wonder. Despite the lack of definitive proof, the rumors and alleged evidence of alien bodies have left an indelible mark on our culture. They have inspired countless books, movies, and TV shows, shaping our collective imagination of what life beyond Earth might look like. Whether fact or fiction, the idea of extraterrestrial life connected to Roswell was now ingrained in the public consciousness. A testament to our eternal quest for understanding, the enduring mystery of Roswell continues to inspire, captivate, and mystify us, even after all these years. Decades later, the US government would finally shed some light on the events of 1947. Fast forward to the 1990s when the government declassified Project Mogul, a top-secret operation aimed at monitoring nuclear activity in the Soviet Union. The project used high-altitude balloons carrying sensitive microphones and other equipment, designed to detect sound waves from potential nuclear tests. As the story goes, one of these balloons from Project Mogul is what allegedly crashed near Roswell, New Mexico, in July 1947. This revelation was a game-changer. It offered a plausible explanation for the metallic debris and strange markings found at the crash site, which were initially assumed to be remnants of an alien spacecraft. However, the disclosure also raised new questions. If the Roswell incident was simply a balloon crash, why did the initial military press release describe the wreckage as a flying disc? And why was there such an intense effort to silence eyewitnesses and control the narrative? The government's response was that the secrecy surrounding the incident was due to the classified nature of Project Mogul. The flying disc description, they said, was a miscommunication. As for the eyewitness accounts of alien bodies, the government suggested these were likely misinterpretations of anthropomorphic test dummies used in later high-altitude parachute drops. But of course, not everyone was satisfied with these explanations. Many continue to believe that the Roswell incident was a genuine UFO crash, and that the government's disclosure was merely another layer of the cover-up. For these individuals, the declassification of Project Mogul only fueled the fire of speculation and deepened the mystery surrounding Roswell. In the end, the government's disclosure did provide some answers, but it also left us with many unanswered questions. Questions that continue to intrigue and bewilder us to this day. As we peel back the layers of the Roswell incident, we find that the truth may be even stranger than we imagined. While the government's disclosure answered some questions, it also raised new ones. Roswell, a name now synonymous with the unexplained and the extraterrestrial. Roswell. The mere utterance of this name sends chills down the spine, evoking images of flying saucers, alien beings, and government cover-ups. This small, insignificant town in New Mexico has become a beacon for those who believe we are not alone in the universe. It's an icon, a symbol of the enduring human fascination with the unknown. In the years following the Roswell incident in 1947, the world's interest in extraterrestrial life has grown exponentially. The event has left an indelible mark on popular culture, permeating everything from films and literature to music and fashion. Movies like Close Encounters of the Third Kind and E.T. the Extraterrestrial owe a debt to Roswell, as do countless science fiction novels and television series. But it's not just the realm of fiction that's been influenced by the Roswell incident, it's also shaped the way we perceive the universe and our place within it. It's sparked scientific curiosity, inspiring research into space exploration and the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. Roswell has also given rise to a thriving community of UFO enthusiasts, researchers, and conspiracy theorists. The incident has fueled countless debates, investigations, and theories, making it one of the most enduring and captivating mysteries of the 20th century. And let's not forget Roswell's impact on tourism. Each year, thousands of visitors descend on the town, eager to explore the infamous crash site, visit the UFO museum, and catch a glimpse of something otherworldly. Roswell has become a symbol, a beacon for those who believe in the existence of extraterrestrial life, and those who question the official narratives. It's a testament to our innate curiosity, our desire to explore the unknown, and our willingness to question the established norms. The truth of what happened in Roswell may forever remain a mystery, but its legacy is undeniable. As we revisit the events of Roswell, we are reminded of the enduring allure of the unknown. The Roswell incident, a beacon of enigma that has illuminated the path of UFO enthusiasts for over 7 decades, remains a captivating mystery. Let's take a moment to reflect on the key points that have been discussed thus far. That fateful night in July 1947, the tranquility of the New Mexico desert was shattered by an event that still echoes through the annals of time. An unidentified flying object, a UFO in the truest sense, crashed near Roswell. The debris, scattered across a sizable area, was unlike anything known to man. The strange markings, the bizarrely light yet indestructible material, all pointed to a technology that was not of this world. The military's response was swift and secretive. The area was cordoned off and the debris was quickly collected and transported away. The initial press release by the Roswell Army Airfield stating that they had recovered a flying disc sparked a media frenzy. Yet, within 24 hours the narrative shifted dramatically. The military insisted that the debris was from a weather balloon, not a flying saucer. This sudden change in the story, coupled with the strict secrecy surrounding the debris, fueled suspicion and speculation. Was the military hiding something? This brings us to the alleged cover-up, a point of contention that has amplified the allure of Roswell. The weather balloon explanation was widely dismissed as a hastily constructed smokescreen. Stories of threats and intimidation against witnesses added to the growing belief that the government was hiding the truth about Roswell. This belief was further cemented when witnesses began to share their stories of a second crash site, where the wreckage of a saucer-shaped craft and the bodies of its extraterrestrial occupants were allegedly found. The alien autopsy, whether you believe it to be a clever hoax or compelling evidence, added another layer to the Roswell enigma. The grainy black-and-white film showed the autopsy of an alien being recovered from the Roswell crash. The creature, with its large head, slender body, and 6 fingers, was unlike any life form known to exist on Earth. The film's authenticity has been hotly debated, but it has undoubtedly kept the Roswell incident alive in public consciousness. Several decades later, the government made a surprising disclosure. In 1994, the U.S. Air Force released a report stating that the debris recovered at Roswell was not from a weather balloon, but from a top-secret project called Mogul. Project Mogul was a covert operation that used high-altitude balloons to detect Soviet nuclear tests. This revelation, while resolving some of the inconsistencies in the original weather balloon explanation, was met with skepticism. Many saw it as yet another attempt to muddy the waters and deflect attention from the extraterrestrial theory. The cultural impact of the Roswell incident is profound. It has inspired countless books, movies, and TV shows, and has firmly embedded the image of the flying saucer in popular culture. Roswell has become a pilgrimage site for UFO enthusiasts, with thousands flocking to the city each year, particularly during the annual UFO festival. The enduring fascination with Roswell reflects our collective curiosity about the possibility of extraterrestrial life. So what is the truth behind Roswell? Is it a tale of a crashed weather balloon, a top-secret military project, or a visit from another world? The answer, it seems, is as elusive as the UFOs themselves. Skeptics and believers alike are left to sift through a maze of facts, claims, and contradictions, in search of a truth that remains just out of reach. Perhaps in the end, the Roswell incident tells us more about our own fascination with the unexplained than it does about extraterrestrial life. But as we continue to gaze upwards, the question remains, are we alone in the universe? Thanks for watching Time Pilgrimage. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more captivating time and space-related content.